And we're here to say that the era of Trump and Zeldin and Molinaro, just jump on a bus and head down to Florida where you belong, okay? Get out of town. Get out of town. Because you don't represent our values. You are not New Yorkers.
But maybe the first step should be go down to Palm Beach and see who you can bring back home, because our tax base has been eroded. So I philosophically don't have a problem. It is like I have to look at the fact that we are in competition with other states who have less of a tax burden on their corporations and their individuals. And I would say remote work changed everything. There were people who could only work in an office in Manhattan or work in New York State, and they were captives to our state. They were going to stay. We saw that that's not the case. I mean, Wall Street businesses looking at Texas, they're not going there because they have a nicer governor. I know that for sure. But they're going there because of the tax rate. We have to be smart about this.
That was a nice 360. But not long ago, she was taking shots at people leaving and suggesting they head to places like Florida. Now, the tune has changed. A lot of people are noticing that for years, residents and businesses have been leaving high-cost states, such as in search of lower taxes, fewer regulations, and a more predictable economical environment. Places like Florida have benefited from this shift. Meanwhile, states like New York faced challenges keeping people and companies from relocating. This isn't complicated. When taxes go high, costs keep rising, and the policies make it harder to operate, people look for alternatives. That also applies to families, and it applies to businesses. At some point, messaging alone isn't enough to reverse that trend. Policy decision matters. Economical conditions is important, and people will definitely respond to both. If leaders want residents to stay, the focus has to be on making their state competitive, more affordable, and more stable. Because once people leave, it becomes much harder to bring them back. Other governors should be paying attention. What is happening here in New York is a lesson in real time. Good luck, New York.